Hello, my name is Tariq.
My name is Omar.
And we will be discussing our experiences in
The U.A.E.
the U.A.E. So Omar, what's been your experience of the people in this country? You've met a few people from different countries, from different nationalities, from different cultures and from different religions. What has been your experience so far, if you had to compare it to like Egypt, where you're from, or even South Africa, where you study?
Okay, so first of all, if I'm going to compare this country to Egypt, there's a huge difference. Why? Because Egypt is mainly Egyptians.
Okay.
And Egyptians are not really different from each other.
You mean like there's a unifying kind of identity or unified kind of culture
Exactly.
that maybe changes from city to city, but for the most part it's the same people or similar,
All
a lot of
Egyptians.
more similarities.
Same culture, same religion, same language. Not big differences like here.
Yeah.
Here, I met Indians, Asians, Europeans.
Wait, by
Americans.
Asians you mean? The Indians are Asians too, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
What's
right.
been like your take on half of this country is populated by Indian people? What's been your experience of Indian people here compared to maybe the Indian people that you've met on your travel?
Okay, I have like one thing really bothering me about Indians that I've met here. They're not really quite friendly. I met Indian here that just coming for visiting.
Yeah.
They were really friendly. But the Indians that are living here, and I don't mean all, I'm talking about the majority.
The ones that you experienced.
That I met, yeah. They're like, wanna get done with you and see what's next, you know. They don't want to have long conversation with you. And
Yeah.
if they're going to help you, they just want to finish it quickly. These kind of things. So, and the queues, they don't respect the queues. They don't respect.
It's like a free for all, right?
Yeah, like you would be standing in the queue waiting for your turn, and then some random Indian guy will come from the side and just take your turn, and you're like,
What happened there?
what?
But I guess on the plus side, Indian food is really cheap here, right?
And it's nice.
That's nice, yeah.
It's nice.
With some of the other people that you've met besides Indian people, like say for example Filipinos?
Almost the same like Indians.
Okay.
Almost.
I guess you could say with most people from the different countries, unless maybe in your friend group you'd find people that are a bit more friendly, but outside of that there isn't a general sense of like people are friendly here, right? Compared to like Egypt or South Africa or
Yeah, but South Africa people are way more friendly than here. But I would say it's mostly the working class here. Like the people who are always in the rush. Like when you want to take the bus, they're in a rush.
Yes.
The metro, all of these.
or like taxi drivers and so on.
They're always rushing. They don't care about anyone else. They just wanna do whatever they want to do. The other people, maybe their life more comfortable. Okay, you've been here for 2 years now. Tell me.
Yeah, 2 years.
Tell me in brief, what do you like here,
Okay.
and what you don't like?
Okay, what I like about this country is that it's very convenient. Ordering food, ordering products like shopping, you're spoiled for choice and you're spoiled with convenience. The service levels here are really high. Also from what I've heard is that service levels are really high because of the competition. Especially in Dubai, people or the government and companies here want to make sure that Dubai is like the #1 in a lot of things. So they want to make sure that the service levels are really high. The other thing is that you meet a lot of different people here, people from all around the world. Things that I don't like. I think the friendliness thing is an issue. It's not a very welcoming place in the beginning. Of course, when you make friends, eventually you start to settle down, then you become more comfortable. But I think in the beginning it's a bit of a culture shock. If you come from countries where you can easily ask for help if you need help, it's a very work-driven kind of country, especially like Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Other things that I don't like, some of the restrictions here, it's different to a Western country. I'm sure like there are certain exceptions, like for example you can drink alcohol and you can date here, you just have to be very quiet about it, you just have to be very careful about it, which is different to South Africa or even Egypt, I guess. So those, off the top of my head, those are the things that I don't
let's
really
be
enjoy
true
here.
and let's be fair. Dubai is really impressive for some people, and there is a lot that this country can offer you. But what people don't know, how expensive these things are. Everything here costs money.
Yeah, you really have to have a decent job to be able to enjoy Dubai or the UAE fully. Everything from, like, I mean, you will hear people saying there's a lot of activities to do in this country, especially in Dubai. And that's true, but you have to have a lot of money. If you compare the price for doing the same activity in your home country and compare it to here, it's about 2 or 3 times more expensive. And I think some of the things that aren't as expensive if you compare it to your home country are maybe like cigarettes, sugary treats, sugary drinks, and oil or gas. Everything else is definitely more expensive. Maybe gadgets are a little bit more cheaper here, but in general things are more expensive, especially if you want to have fun. And definitely alcohol is super expensive. You can spend a fortune if you're not careful just buying alcohol. I don't know, what are some of the things that you found, like a particular item or activity specifically, that's more expensive compared to Egypt?
Wow, I mean, everything.
From like maybe falafel.
Okay,
a falafel wrap or something.
Falafel wrap. We buy falafel, we call it tameh in Egypt, right? So we buy it for 2 Egyptian pounds. Here it costs like 7 dirhams.
Yeah.
7 dirhams.
Maybe more sometimes depending on where you go.
Yeah, 7 dirhams by 5. How much is that?
Is 35
pounds. So 35 pounds for what you pay 2 pounds for in Egypt. So that's really expensive. Also alcohol.
Yeah.
How much do you buy beer here? How much do you buy in South Africa?
The cheapest beer that I found at a bar is maybe like 28 dirhams, which is, if I convert it into rands, you times it by 4. So it's about just under 120 rands for one beer. One beer in South Africa is maybe like 20 to 30. A 30 rand beer is really, you have to go to a nice bar to be charged 30 rand for one beer. And here it's just under 120.
Do you know how much is skydiving here?
Skydiving is about 2,000 dirhams, which if you convert it into rands, it's times by 4. So about 8,000 rands to do skydiving. I found that a lot of these, like paragliding, all of these kind of activities, it's like maybe half the price in South Africa. Basically the same activity. Maybe the backdrop is a bit different because when you skydive in Dubai, you're skydiving with the backdrop of the palm. In South Africa, it's the landscape of the mountains
and
or the beach. And so it's different, I guess, different things for different people, but for the same thing, you're paying half the price or double the price here. So I don't know.
I mean, I did the paragliding in South Africa. I think I paid around 1,000.
Oh wow, so even less than half.
600. Here it costs more than the double. So
yeah.
I mean, why would I come to Dubai to
skydive? Yeah. I mean, unless you really want to skydive with the backdrop of the palm, then it makes sense. The nightlife.
Ooh.
Nightlife compared to Egypt, I think this will be interesting.
Okay, no, Dubai has more nightlife than Egypt. You know, when you go out during the night, you really want to meet new people and stuff. And the thing is, here you can find different nationalities and different people from all over the world. You can meet, but in Egypt, mainly Egyptians. Not all Egyptians, but mainly Egyptians. That's a bonus for Dubai. So 1 Dubai, 0 Egypt. Definitely the prices are more expensive. But I wouldn't say people really know how to party here because of the night lifestyle here. So there are only few places where people who come to visit this country as tourists, they go to party because they want to party in this country. But the rest of the people who are living here, it's prostitutes and people going for the prostitutes.
Yeah, there are a lot of prostitutes here. There are ladies that come here from poorer countries to make a quick buck. They know they can get a lot of money because in Dubai you'll generally find people with a lot of money, so it makes sense. Even in Abu Dhabi, generally in this country, people come to do these kind of activities and it can be a bit annoying. I've compared it to South Africa.
Too annoying.
I mean, if you look at even like apps like Tinder, for example, escorts will use that as an opportunity to kind of legally, you know, get clients. So, by the way, do they charge entrance fees in Egypt for like clubs or bars?
I don't really club a lot in Egypt, but some places do, some places don't.
Okay, so I guess it's the same here. Many places don't charge entrance fees, but that's because alcohol is really expensive. So the bars or the clubs know that they're going to make a lot of money off the alcohol, the markup that they charge on the drinks. The music here, I don't know, like, what's your experience of the music here?
Okay, some places I really like the music here, and some other places I didn't. Okay, I mean, like, the music here is international.
Yeah,
Music.
it's very commercial, very American commercial kind of thing. I was expecting, before I came here, I was expecting to maybe go to a few clubs or bars that were playing like Arabic music. But so far, I haven't been to any. Maybe there are some that do, and I haven't found them yet, but for any kind of general bar or club, they'll be playing commercial American music, which I find a bit annoying. In South Africa, there was a bit of variety. If you wanted different kinds of music, you knew where to go to if there was like a jazz night or reggae night or those kind of things. I'm not saying there aren't events like that here, but it's few and far between.
But I mean, also they maybe trying to satisfy all different cultures. So
That's true. I mean, they want to appeal to most people in the world, and I guess because American commercial music is mainstream, I guess, but it can be annoying because they play the same music all over and over and over again. I can't imagine like how many times I've listened to Despacito. I'm sick of that song now. I'm sick of Shape of You, Ed Sheeran. Last year, I remember when it came out, it played for at least 6 months straight. Like you couldn't go to a bar or club without them playing that song.
You can listen to the same exact song on the same night, in the same place, twice or 3 times.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, at least.
And this is something for Egyptians, only Egyptians. For general clubs and bars here, the only Egyptian song that they play nowadays, which is December 2018.
3 Dakwat.
Talat Da'at, which is 3 Dakwat in English.
No, the song is Abu and it's sung by 3 Dakwat. So yeah, Talat Da'at. I've never heard of any like Tamil Hosni song. I've heard of this one Algerian song by Sheikh Khalid and the other guys, I forgot their names. It's Abdul Qadir. Abdul Qadir. I heard it once in a club and I haven't, yeah, it's old and I haven't really heard it again, but
I mean, you can find Arabic music in the Arabic places, the restaurants, the Arabic restaurants and places, but like I'm talking about the general places, only see the band that they would play.
Yeah. Omar, how would you compare the Egyptian food here to the Egyptian food in Egypt? I'm guessing obviously it's better in Egypt, but what is the difference? It's a bit more expensive here, right?
A lot expensive, but also I would say food here is too much commercial, if you know what I mean. Like in Egypt, it's our food. We are the people who made it, so we know how to make it and we serve it this way, the original way, because we know this is the way that we're supposed to eat it. But here, because sometimes they will have to serve it to some foreigners who don't know what is this, so they have to serve it in a commercial way. Maybe try to remove some things, make it look better. So they will remove something to make the food look better, or add something to make the food taste better or look better.
For example,
to make it easier for the people, maybe to eat it using the fork and knife or the chopsticks or whatever way they eat it. So they're just trying to make it more commercial, and sometimes this affects the taste and you know the vibe. In Egypt, it's original, like Oriental. They make it the original way. So.
I've only had South African food here once at this place called Kiza. It's an African restaurant that serves. Yeah, I had pap and burgos and it was shit. So South Africans here, they love to promote the fact that braai is like our national thing. I'm not supportive of that thing. Yeah, but like it's a really cheap way of promoting South African cuisine. Like we do have traditional South African dishes, like African. I would say like you know, like chakalaka. Okay, that's more of like a condiment. But we do have like traditional South African dishes. Here, like it's just braai meat, and yeah, it's just they make it seem like that's the only thing. And there are other dishes as well. I'm not talking about mopani worms, but other than that, like there's not many places where you can find South African food. So you won't be finding Gatsby's or Bunny Chow's. You'd have to know someone who'd make this kind of food.
Let's compare the general lifestyle between South Africa and Dubai. What people like to do in their free times in South Africa and how do they spend their free time in South Africa? What people do here?
Okay, so in South Africa you have a bit more leisure time. So work will finish at like maybe 4 or 5 generally. That's like a typical 9 to 5 job. Here it's like 9 to 6 plus. So those are the standard times, but because of the lifestyle here and because of the fact that people come here to work, everything is work orientated. So during the week there's very little time to do much else because you're spending most of your day working. Maybe say you get to work just before 9 and you end up maybe staying until 6:30 or 7. By the time you get home, by the time you commute from work to home, it's already 8 o'clock or like 7:30. So there's very little to do. Whereas in South Africa, you'll get to home at maybe like 6 or something, or maybe before then, and you'll have a little bit more time to do other things. So you have seasonally, because in this country the summertime is like one of the worst times to be out and about. You want to stay indoors, and I feel like in South Africa, even when the weather conditions are bad, and by bad I mean cold and those things, you still can go outside and you still kind of you still feel a bit more mobile. Here, especially in the summer months, you feel more like you need to stay indoors, and also you become a bit more lazier because everything is so convenient. By a touch of an app you can order something or whatever. So I think here the culture is more lazy when it comes to certain things, and when it comes to working, everything everything revolves around work.
Okay, but there's one thing actually it's better here than South Africa, which is during the lifestyle that the country here sleeps really late. Shops are working.
Okay.
I won't say 24/7, but like they close quite late.
At like 12 or maybe
midnight.
like 1.
Yeah.
On the weekends they close a bit later, like at 1. That's late for them. 1. Late in South Africa is like 11. So
11, yeah. And I mean here the restaurants are all the way until 11 or 12.
Some from 11, some till 12. Yeah.
Yeah, but in South Africa they're mainly between 8 and 10, which is quite early. For me, because I come from a country where everything is 24/7, so usually I start eating at 2 o'clock in the morning. So when I was living in South Africa, I was struggling to find.
Because the only thing you'll find is like McDonald's or KFC.
Only McDonald's.
Yeah, only Mac.
And the chill. On the other side, Egypt.
I think because Egypt and U.A.E is in the Middle East, there's certain similarities when it comes to working culture, right? But I think it's not everything revolves around work in Egypt.
No. People really know how to have fun. It was like what I felt here. Also, I didn't spend much time here. I spent like 1 month, 2 weeks. It was enough for me to see the lifestyle and to know more about this country. In Egypt, like I've seen people here, everything related to work. Like they work very long hours, and when they finish, even when they go out, they start discussing work again. So like that's really bad. But in Egypt, people really know how, and there's so many options to have fun in Egypt. Also, they're cheap or cheaper compared to here. So people finish work, and because life is 24/7 in Egypt, people sometimes finish work at 12. Like we have different shifts in Egypt. Some people start working late at 3 o'clock. They finish late in the evening, 10 o'clock or 11. Then that's when they start going out. They will finish at 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. And the people who work early, they go out also early, like 6 or 7 p.m. So places are 24/7, can serve each category of working class people. So. And there's, as I said, like many options, many ways to have fun, and they're cheap as well. And the thing is also that I found in Egypt that I didn't find here, people really socialize in Egypt. Like they go out to socialize, they go out to talk to each other, to
Thank you very much
together.
for watching our video.
If you like our video, please subscribe.
Hit the like button below.
Salama.